When a crew line a sound clash, some sound a go dead in a combat.
Shout out to the ruler, man. Brooklyn shit. On my sound clash shit today. Fresh off my battle rap shit. New week. Change up the pace a little bit. But let's talk, man. D.J.S, you already know what it is, man. Hit the like, subscribe, let me know what y'all think, man. Let's talk about Summer Madness, Kings versus Queens. Let's talk about this COTY thing I hear going around now all of a sudden. A couple things we're going to talk about. URL had a drop. I forgot how crazy that battle was. We're going to talk about that real fast. But let's talk about this real quick. Summer Madness in the bag. It was okay. I saw most of the battles. Wasn't a fan that much of the setting for SM, but it is what it is. I did say something specifically that could help somebody out in that setting. Didn't that much, but it did. We'll get to that though. But let me just say this real fast. Out the gate. Y'all know I like the card. The card was dope. I gotta say this. The ladies definitely was cooking. I gotta give it up. The ladies was definitely showing out. They was working. I gotta give it up to the ladies. It seemed like all of them came prepared and did what they needed to do. 40 didn't choke. We're gonna get to that right now though. Matter of fact, let me go here first. The first one I saw was Vixxen versus Nitty. Now, I knew everybody had it written off. I knew that's what people was going to say. I did not. I said she's going to at least fight and win a round, and she's going to earn that shit, and she's going to be fire, and she's going to be cooking. Now, I knew she was going to be good overall. But did she surprise me? Yes. Vix was very much cooking all 3 rounds. To the point where she feels like she might have 30'd round. And I ain't mad at her. I don't agree, but I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at it. But I'll say this. I personally, I've seen a lot of people having her winning. Kind of clearing her. I don't agree with that at all. Do not agree with that at all. She was fire. Yes, she was cooking. She was in her bag. And I said she has the tools in the shed. Go check my prediction blog. I said she has the tools in the shed. I said that. When you talk about performance, energy, you talk about the vocal projection, delivery, she had all those things. And I said that she could punch too, and she has bars. She could scheme and all that. I said all that. And she proved it. Let's keep it tall. But did she win? I can't give her that win. I'm not going to front. Nitty to me was just 2 back-to-back. And this is coming from a real Vix fan. I think Vix is dope though. But I got to keep it tall. I feel like bar for bar, back-to-back hitting-wise, the potency, I feel like, was more with Rum. That's just my opinion. The potency was more with Rum. He was so hard hitting. That assassinated in the back seat was so hard. That was the hardest shit of the whole event to me. He was too hard hitting. I know that it comes down to the second. It does come down to the second. Give Vix the third. Rum got the first. She got the third. The second is close. She went longer. She went longer. Now, I said this before in another blog I had. If it's close and somebody has a shorter round and it's still close, I'm going to edge it to the person who had the shorter round. Me personally, that's how I call it. So even if you had a shorter round, me personally, I have to give it to that person, me personally. Because it's too close. And you made it close with significantly less material. That means your material must have been really hard hitting. I edged that round to Nitty. I got Nitty winning that battle 2-1. That's that. Shout out to Vix. Vix was cooking like a motherfucker. She was wilding. But let's get to something else. right? I hear where people come from with that. That battle is debatable. So if you do have Vix winning, I'm not mad at that. If you got Vix winning, I am not mad at that at all. I'll keep it tall. I'm not mad at that. That's not how I'm calling it though. But let's get to this one. 40 and Twork. I said if they change it and go pit style, she's going to stand a very good chance. And she was cooking. She had some shit in her first round. And a little bit more in the third. A little in the third as well. Sorry, not more, but she had some shit in the third too. Second was cool. All three of them, she was good. All three of her rounds were solid. Her first stood out though. Her first stood out. And a couple of things in the third. Gotta keep it tall. Twork, just overpowering though. His first and his second was just crazy. The measuring tape shit was wild. He was cooking. But 40 did very good. She did good. She just needs to turn up a little bit more. She was rapping. She had the syllable raps and it was dope. But he was setting up and punching her lights out low-key. He was wilding. He was wilding. She got that work low-key. But she was good though. Shout out to 40. Now let me get to this too. Jazz versus Tay-Roc. Let's keep it tall. Let's keep it tall. Jazz was fire. As she always is. I said this battle is going to be 2-1 either way going in. I couldn't even pick. I edged if I had to. Money on the floor, gun to the head, and said, if I had to, I'd go Roc. By a hair. I see people out there saying Roc got 30 and all that and this, that, the third. No, he did not. No, he did not. I gave Jazz the first. I gave Roc the second. Because the way she ended with that Fred shit, taking up that minute, that was kind of funny and everything, but it wasn't hard hitting enough. It wasn't hard hitting enough. Like, you even going back to Fred shit is just like a note to me. Even going back, there's a no. Going back to anything around there, it's just like a nah. Even though I did like what she said, you know, letting that whole thing, tarnish your name. I like that. But going back there itself wasn't that strong to me. And staying there for like a good, almost a minute in the last 24 of your round. She didn't end as strong. Roc ended stronger with the Jesus shit. Gotta keep it tall. He ended his round stronger. That counts to me. That round is super close. I edged it to Roc though. I edged it to Roc. He cleaned up and he started the way he's supposed to. He started heavy and ended heavy. Started hard and ended hard. That was dope. She started fire, but then started teetering it off when she went to that whole Fred shit. That was just like comedy kind of. It wasn't really like hard hitting. It was just more comedy. Bars over jokes. Not to say jokes can't work. And I'm going to show you how it can work. When Big K does it and he sets up and hits you with a punch, but the punch is really just a joke, those are fire. Those are fire. The way she did it was cool, but it wasn't the way a K would do it. Or, you know what I mean? But it was still all right. Still all right. I wouldn't be mad if someone gave her that round. I'm not even mad if someone had her winning. I'm not going to give her that second round, though, me personally. Once you went the Fred angle, the Fred shit to me, nah. Too regular, too normal, too rinsed out, too reused, too recycled. I don't want to hear that shit no more. To me, she gave that round away right there. To me. My personal opinion. Roc got the third because he was hard hitting the whole way through. And he remixed the body shit with the head shit, but didn't live there, but he still made it hard hitting. Yes, he had like a punch with it, with the airhead shit. That was funny, but it was kind of a punch too at the same time to me. That was dope. But she was wilding in that thing. The fact that she made an AEW wrestling scheme, I low-key should give it a round for that, low-key. I ain't gonna front. The fact that she even went the AEW route as opposed to WWE, boy, oh boy. I got to give her a props for that. Because she could have went the regular route. She could have went Rock, Stone Cold, Hulk Hogan, all that kind of stuff. Ric Flair, she could have went there. She went Will Ospreay, Ricochet, and all that. All that stuff is recent. So shout out to Jazz, because Jazz definitely watches wrestling, because that stuff is recent. That stuff, I watch it. I watch it. She must have been watching All In. That was on All In. With Swerve Strickland and all that. With the staples to the face. That was the other day. That was a pay-per-view recently. Jazz watches wrestling, son. But anyway. That battle's 2-1 either way. That's a debatable battle. I had Rock second and third. He had jokes and bars. I had Rock second and third. But if you had Jazz in the first and third, first and second, whatever it was, I'm not mad at that. Even if somebody said, you know what, I had Jazz with a 30, but someone else said, you know what, I may have edge Rock every round too, I wouldn't be mad at those. That's how close this battle is. Any way you call it, it's almost like you're not wrong. But anyway, that's how that goes, right? That battle's debatable. I don't know what people are talking about. Rock got 30. Shout out to Chris on Bias. He's one of the forefathers. No, he did not, Christopher. With no disrespect to the forefathers. Shout out to him. But I can't call it that way. No way. No way. Fred shit just killed it for me. But that's just for me, though. The narrative that comes after that, I'm not feeling. Shout out to John John. John John beat Coffee. I had John John beating Coffee going in. John John's in a run. We get that. We're going to talk about him and Cassidy too. But let's go here for a quick second. I see people now saying Rock is not, he's not the front runner for Cody. What? Because of what? How is he not all of a sudden? Just like that? Because he battled Jazz and he might not have won? A lot of people don't actually win, have a debatable, and still can get that nod. Because no one's undefeated who's ever won a Cody. Somebody has somebody losing in one of them battles. No one's clearing everybody. Some of them just going to be debatable. Some are going to have somebody else 2-1 and the edge or whatever the case may be. But how did Rock get from clear front runner to not being front runner just like that overnight? What the fuck are y'all smoking? I can't agree with that at all. I can't agree with that at all. I don't know where y'all got that weed from. Give it back. Give that weed back. Whatever y'all was drinking, take that back to the liquor store and beat up the owner. Where you guys get this poison liquor from? There ain't no way in hell you about to tell me in the snap of a finger you had Rock #1 and all of a sudden he's not no more. What? He didn't even clearly lose. He didn't clearly lose. I was just on Twitter not too long ago and a poll had him winning 56-44. So there's polls with him winning. What are y'all talking about right now? Rock is clearly the front runner for Cody. Still. Shout out to John John. Yes, John John has been cooking. John John has been cooking. Coffee, Sirius Jones, Cassidy coming up. He's been cooking. Yes, we get it. He's been cooking. I can't say he's been cooking anymore than Rock. And again, shout out to Chris. You named a lot of battles that he didn't even really lose, but I get it though. Those are debatable, so someone can say that. I'm not mad at that. But I don't agree, bro. I don't think Rock has clearly lost all year. All year. There's no battle you can point to and say he clearly lost that battle. That battle either he won or it's debatable. If you got him losing, you still got to say, you know, it's a debatable loss to him. Because I'm not going to say he clearly won all of them either. He might have lost a couple, debatably, to somebody, but not to me. But if somebody did have him losing those particular battles, I'm not mad at that. As long as you admit that it's debatable and it's close. Don't make it seem like anybody cleared Rock. No one cleared Rock the whole year. No one even come close. No one came close. No Bankhead, no Loso, nobody. Him choking, and didn't he still win the money? That's a judge battle and all that. Like, what are we talking about? He still won. Any poll I've seen up, I haven't seen him losing any of them yet. Not one. If there was multiple polls, or one said he won, one said he lost, whatever the case may be, but there's no general consensus that Roc has lost. So how is he not the front runner still? He still has the best resume for the year. He has the most plays in front of him for the year. It's still Roc to me. And he's showing out every single battle. Every single one. No nights off. Battles back to back. Y'all said John got 3 days prep. That's fire. Roc battled 2 days back to back. That's just like it's almost the equivalent to me. Just as hard. As far as difficulty level, that's just as hard. And we don't know how long he had to prep. 6 rounds. It might not have been that long. But anyway, I don't agree with Roc not being the COTY front runner right now. I definitely think he's still that. But is John and Av still right there? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. I also seen someone saying that Hustle's not the front runner for WOTY. I'm like, God damn, what's going on right now? She isn't? We gotta look into that one a little bit more. I'll talk about that next time. But as for now, when you talk about COTY, Roc is still the front runner for COTY.